everyone, Liam Catterson here. We're on episode number 3 of Season 5 for the 100, which is called Sleeping Giants, which I assume is going to focus around giants who are going to be snoozing, and Clark and Clark and Maddie, because she's not with her group anymore, will have to find a way to get around those giants without disturbing them. It's D&D all over again. You got your hill giants, you got your frost giants. Why do I mention D&D so much in my reactions? Probably because I love it. Anywho, I digress. Yes, the first 2 episodes have been really, really great of Season 5 of the 100. We got basically premiere episodes for the 100 in a 2-parter, but not like part 1, part 2. More, I guess, indirect, because it's not like they follow from each other's stories, like, very, very closely, like, One Hater did. They were focusing on different areas. So with episode 1, it was Clark and Maddie and how Clark survived those 6 years. Whereas it was, last episode, it was Octavia and co, how they survived those 6 years underground. And, yeah, things look to be very, very, cozy, doesn't it, with the bunker, doesn't it? With the fact that now Kane is fighting for his life, it seems. What Kane did to piss Octavia off, I'm interested to know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this season does go. It looks very, very juicy. It's going to feel a lot different with people being isolated. It's not like Clark could go to the bunker as she's tried, and Bellamy and co are still up in space. They might have a way to get down, but they're still in space for the meantime. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens throughout the season of the 100. But yeah, with that said, the extended reaction, I mean, it's the full reaction, but still, the extended reactions on Patreon. Looking forward to this. Let's go. Yeah, run, Clark, run! Oh, damn. She was sharp. See, she's far from unintelligent. She knew where Clark was, and yeah.
Maybe if you didn't make Paxton Graveyard McCreary your right hand, we'd still have a doctor.
Oh. Damn.
McCreary's still useful. And so are you for now.
For now? Hey.
Go to war with the army you have, not the army you want.
Why does it have to be war at all?
There seems to be a bit of mixed tensions going on. Like,
can I say, I choose speed over death every time.
Nav is yours. It's just like the simulator.
Copy that.
just like the simulations.
Copy that.
This one does. Initiating docking sequence.
Whoa. Not just that though, but she's very, very I mean, she was scavenging for tech, but...
Shut up, John.
Why are we losing alignment?
I lost stabilization.
Oh no. Ah boy. Oh boy. Ow, ow, ow. Hey, you know what I'm gonna say?
That was fun.
End of happy landing.
We should do that again sometime.
At least you're all alive. That's a plus.
Find that fuel.
Our radios were blocked by residual radiation on the Earth, but LaserCom was designed to cut through worse atmospheric conditions than that.
More it seems like they have more effective technology, especially with the gun.
We don't know who we're dealing with.
Northwest. I've got something better than movement. I've got tracks.
Bellamy!
We
Bellamy!
don't know that. We know there was no one else left on the ground.
Whatever this is, Octavia can handle it.
Who said it was who said it's
What are you
Octavia?
Finding out who.
He's called good call. He's got some understanding. It seems like this McCreary and you don't have any level of understandability. You're just like, this is ours now.
Hey, stop!
This douche needs to drop.
Blood alteration like they had on Allegiance 3. 2 suns, no sunscreen needed.
Must be how they survive down here.
So they must Yeah, they must have had
Bring in med kit.
Nightblood
Over.
on board.
On my way.
They're talking about blood alteration.
Maybe she doesn't speak English.
Speak grounded just to fuck with their minds, Clark.
She speaks English. She just wants us to think she doesn't, so we'll speak freely and reveal something she can use against us. Every
She's
time patrol
smart.
checks in, she looks at this.
Ah, she's
tracking
very
our movements,
perceptive.
that's all she cares
Nice.
about.
You don't like being called useless, do you, Murphy?
Guys.
I don't know. Do you like being called a coward? Useless. Coward.
Guys.
I mean,
You need to see this.
seems like Murphy is not really being the team player, and there was a leak.
I don't believe it. Cryo sleep.
So they were in cryo because they okay.
Cryo. Don't flatter yourself, John.
Have you not heard Ears
What's
Bird?
going on?
Murder.
We have a bunch of sleeping
Murder.
beauties.
Murder. Arson resulting in murder. Armed robbery resulting in
Someone's
murder.
upping their game.
300 in...
Damage, it'll be decades, maybe longer before they make it back home. I tried disabling cryo, but couldn't.
That's quite enough, Captain.
Decades
If
before.
the leak just makes it back to Earth,
Oh.
blow it out of the sky. Diosa can't be allowed to weaponize the cargo. Do you hear me? I said blow it! The bridge is yours, Lieutenant. You said you wouldn't kill me.
Shit.
I said I wouldn't. You did the right thing. I won't forget it.
Wait, is that the
Now do your job and get us the hell out of here, Lieutenant.
the lady on the ground? Shit! Go on, Bellamy! Just choke him out! Choke him out, Bell! Wow. I guess the activation of cryo didn't work, and I'm guessing these guys took liberties.
299 to go. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Arthur C. Clarke.
How long can they live like
Gemma
this?
Simmons, didn't she say that?
Technically, forever.
Or we can kill them all right now.
I mean, if they're as dangerous as
One of them woke
the
up.
big guy,
We can leave them here like this. But
Sable.
block the signal from the ground so they can't
There we
wake them
go.
up.
I was thinking that.
They can just come back up and do it themselves.
Can you rig it so we can kill them remotely? It's tricky, but possible. Why?
That seems like a good, a good
Down your
backup.
weapons or we pull the plug.
What the hell? Let's be good guys.
I thought there were none. Does it make you like Agents of Shield peeps? Does John with his current do look a bit like Deke?
God, I miss that bike. More than I miss most of the people.
So here they are, originals. Uh oh.
Copy that. Heading to intercept. Fast one, Blake. We can cut her off at the lake. Go west.
Leave Maddie alone.
Direction.
Stand down. Over.
If we stand down, she'll get away. I'm taking the shot.
Falk, if McCreary disobeys, shoot him in the leg.
Yeah,
Yes.
McCready
Oh,
is
see.
just.
Shoot him in the head.
So what happens to him then?
Start with how the world ended.
They want info. They've been missing out on Earth's action.
Which time?
You'll be stuck up here, Raven. You'll have to kill 300 people. Have you thought about that?
Should put herself in Clark's shoes.
We'll come up with something else. I left Clark behind to die, and I'm not doing that again.
Hell.
There's an escape pod, you idiot. Captain first mate. When this is all over, if you fail,
She'll-
you can go down to that.
Okay.
Pod, I could
There isn't an
understand.
escape pod.
What?
I only told Bellamy that because I knew he would never leave me behind without a way down.
Oh, Raven. And John just took the bait.
You know
Like,
what?
What a doofus.
You're right. Dying alone would have sucked.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, at least you got each other to die with now. Here we go, landing. Welcome to... See, Amori, you have this. You had this. Never a speck of doubt.
Vertical landing successful.
I love how Amori has grown.
Which is why she'll live.
You're not putting your... You're not putting your hands...
Ours are dead. It's time to even the score.
Congratulations.
I swear
One of you
to
gets to live.
God. Yes!
Bellamy?
From the
Clark
books.
knew you would come.
Clark's alive.
She's in trouble. We have to go.
What about the others in the bunker?
Still there.
What? No. How can that be?
Yeah, it was a bit It was a bit of a shit show in terms of the rubble, but oh, Bellamy's like, yay!
I won't let anything happen to Clark. I promise.
Come out with your hands high.
Come on with your hands up, you uncultured swine! I will take any opportunity to roast the shit out of you guys.
How about I give you 283? That's how many of your people are gonna die.
Badass! You
You and I
badass!
can't make a deal.
Oh boy! He has your number, bitch!
283 lives. For one. She must be pretty important to you.
Hell yeah! Hell frickin' yeah!
She is.
It's still on, bitches! I don't care about Becco and Becco? Okay, I've named it. Bellamy and Echo. But it's on! I'll take it! Like, I honestly don't care if Bellamy and Clark aren't a thing yet. I just love them so much, and I think it's so clear. Well, it's so clear Clark has so much feeling regarding Bellamy, especially the way Maddie reacted and trusted in Bellamy. I noticed as well that she didn't seem to give a crap about anyone else. He was just like, "Hey, Bellamy." It's like as if Clark's mentioned her, like if I mentioned F1 to someone or whatever. No, honestly, that was so great, and I can't wait to see what happens now that everyone's reunited, barring Raven and Murphy, which we'll get to in a bit, because there was a bit of tension there on the ship, but as well, there was some positives as well. But yeah, we got to see the Allegius, I guess 4 in this case, considering it seems like I wonder what's happened to numbers 1 to 3. It also seems like number 3 was specializing around Nightblood. I don't know. I don't think though that number 4 has that luxury or whatever. But yeah, it was just really, really great to see Clark interact with the leader of this group and all of that. It was just really, really interesting stuff. I do like the different levels of the 3 characters that we got in terms of, I mean, they're like, apart from Shaw, the leader, and McCreary, the rest I think are extras or something like that, but it does seem like they play on different levels. Shaw is so nice, and he is the lightest in the group. He has morals, and he thinks that that basically Allegius takes things too far. The leader has that middle ground. She's understanding, like she was with Clark. She was a bit pissy with the fact that Clark took 4 lives. Then again, she didn't make the best first impressions. They scoured, and yeah, things got a bit rough, and then escalation started. But it doesn't help that they seemed to be like this kind of mutiny group, because we saw in that video, I'm sure we saw in that video, I'm sure that was her. But we saw in that video when Bellamy looked through the archives, he saw one of the captains of the ship was like, we're screwed, and basically they took over, and she shut off the video. So yeah, but she seems to have that middle ground. She is cruel. She's not a nice person, but she has that understandability, and she has that care for her team. She's wanting to head back to Earth, it seems, because she's been missing out on all the craziness that Earth's gone through, and it seems like it's been hundreds of years. I'm not so sure how long. Well, maybe over 100 years. Definitely, considering this takes place in 2100 and yeah. So they used cryogenic pods, as we've gotten that confirmation, because I had that assumption, and it seems to come into fruition with the fact that we had to deal with one of the big brutes. Well, Bellamy and Co. had to deal with one of the big brutes in that episode, and there's 283 more. I'm not sure if she's kept count. So surely she'd be like, wait, 283? There was 284 last time I counted. So yeah, I don't know if she's kept count, but yeah. They've aged, so they're hundreds of years old, theoretically, although they'll still maintain the same age by suspending themselves and all of that. But they are hundreds of years old, like in real time. So yeah. But yeah, she seems to have that middle ground. She's understanding. She's willing to listen. She was willing to listen to Clark's story. But she is a bit aggressive, isn't she? With the fact that she just assumed that Clark lied. And then again, Clark didn't say, yeah, so my friends went to space. She was just literally getting into the story about how the world ended the first time, not the second time. So she didn't get that chance to say, yeah, my friends went into space and all of that. So, but yeah, she's a bit aggressive, but she has that middle ground compared to McCreary, who is an absolute dickhead. Like, I don't like him. He got so much joy seeing shocking Clark with that shock collar. He's very, very trigger happy, it seems. He has so much enjoyability in harming those who he sees are wronging Allegius, and he doesn't give it a quick thought. He's just like, okay, it's time to make bullets rain, or it's time to get fisty and all of that. So he seems to be the most darker evil one, a character who will probably go, I mean, I already hate him already, but he's probably gonna get worse, and then I'll just wish that he was allied up and all of that in season 3, then he'd get a taste of his own medicine, it seems. How dare you punch Clark. But yeah, they seem to have their different layers, which I like that. It gives that nice quality in like, there's no repetitiveness into, like, they're not all arseholes. They've just come to Earth, which is fair enough. The mutiny thing, though, yeah, that's a bit, yeah, but it seems like they had lives before on the Earth, and they were sent up in space and then decided to come back years later as well. So yeah, it seems like they did have a life, and they were so desperate to return home. And it's that desperation. It's that Earth is a really wonderful planet. Is there other planets out there? What's really interesting is the Hundreds delving into that universal aspect. It seems like Allegius seem to have scoured the universe. It seems, and now they're back. They just want to return home. So they're exploring that universal aspect. I mean, we kind of did with the whole arc above space, but they've seemed to have gone far out, it seems, and then are back. So yeah, so it was really, really great. It's really great to explore about Allegius, and they seem very, very interesting characters, albeit that, well, really the 3 who I've just mentioned, because they seem to stand out so much. Shaw giving a bit of backstory about his life biking and all of that. So yeah, they are hundreds of years old and all of that. But not just the fact that well, it's really the fact that they have different levels in terms of who they are. So they are not just similar characters all throughout, and a bunch of characters with one kind of personality behind them. They all have their different personalities and their own reasonings. So yeah, I really, really like that. Yeah, it was great seeing stuff on the Allegius ship where Bellamy and co was exploring, finding fuel to get back to Earth. And they encountered a bit of a sticky situation with the fact that there were prisoners on board, despite their thoughts. 284, well, make that 3 now, as I've just said, with the fact that they had to wrestle a big guy and all of that. What I really love about this, though, they cooperated as a team. I really love the fact that they were discussing ideas on what to do with the prisoners, and how they function as a team. There was no squabbling. They were just spitballing ideas because, I mean, it's true. It took 3 people to fight off that big guy, and you don't even know if, like, he might. In fairness, well, not in fairness, but in theory, he could be the weakest. Just saying it. I doubt it, but he could have been the weakest prisoner there. To be fair, but I doubt it. But there would be someone. I doubt he's the strongest. My point is, I doubt he's the strongest member on the Allegius prisoners team. There's going to be someone stronger, and I could understand why there was some feelings about, well, let's just kill them all and all of that. And it took Echo to think, okay, well, why don't we leverage this? Why don't we keep them alive, and then we'll and we'll use that as a bait for. Well, not much of a bait, but we'll use them as leverage so we can well, Bellamy came up with the rest, but we did, yeah, we could use that to gain their attention, gain peace and all of that. So maybe that will work, because we were left on that cliffhanger with the fact that Bellamy's like, hey, I've got 283 reasons to live, so listen up. And then we were left on, she's important to you, and he was like, she is, and we cheered, because Bellark is awesome. I don't give a crap about Becco or whatever. I think that does work as a ship. I don't know what the official thing is. I'm positive that might be it, because it works well. Like Cabby, rather than Ain. Yeah, let's drift away from that. But, yeah, I don't give a crap if they are together. It's like the whole Gina situation. I thought Gina and Bellamy were great together. I didn't have anything against Gina. I do have something against against Echo, considering what she's done, but my heart still screams for Bellamy and Clark, and it doesn't help the fact that I mean, to be fair, it's like I said in my review, I think if Clark was sent to the Ark rather than left behind, I think Bellark would have been a thing, and it's that case like in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where a certain someone had to spend days away from the planet where she thought she would never, you know who I'm talking about, and this affected my favourite ship as well. She spent days away on a planet thinking she'd never get back, and there was a relationship there. So I can't really blame Bellamy for going. I mean, I would choose Raven over Echo. So Echo must have, I mean, he was, Echo owed him a lot, I guess, with that little pep talk, in order to keep herself alive and all of that. So maybe she started rosying up to him and all of that, but still. Maybe Raven and Bell, I doubt they did though, because I think there would have been context behind it. Like, we didn't need to see the Memori split, we just got context about that. But I was going to say maybe Bellamy and Raven did have a thing, but I doubt it. Maybe Raven doesn't want any more attachments considering the whole Finn situation, but yeah. Like I said though, I really loved how they functioned as a team. And they were spitballing ideas, and they were discussing everything in general, even staying behind and all of that. Although Imori was throwing Murphy under the bus, considering they're not really the friendliest people around, are they? Like, with each other. So yeah, gotta say, I loved that scene where Imori was relieved she landed the shuttle in one piece. I thought it was really sweet. I never had any doubt in Maury, if that helps. So yeah. But I'm glad that Murphy did stay behind to be with Raven, because it gives Murphy something to do, and there's been that context that, like, Murphy has not been involved with the team, so with this decision to stay behind with Raven, it gives him something to... It might, I don't know, wake something up in Murphy, and he's going to be like, right, let's basically comfort Raven and all of that, considering she would be alone any other way, I guess. I do think there might be a way to get them back down some capacity. Who knows? I mean, they haven't got an escape pod, despite the fact that Raven lied about that. But I can't blame Raven for lying, and it's not like she's a bitch for saying that, because Bellamy's had to live with the fact that he left Clark behind to potentially die, and he's going to have that same thought if Raven was going to spill out the truth. So he's not going to go through with that. And Raven and Bellamy have known each other longer than Bellamy has known Clark. Way longer. So Raven will know what's ticking inside Bellamy's head, and she's going to be like, well, he's not going to let me, considering he's still feeling guilt about Clark. It's the same situation, isn't it? So I'm going to make this lie of saying there's an escape pod. So yeah, I don't blame Raven at all for lying to Bellamy. But I absolutely love the fact that Bellamy is looking out for what I guess he can consider his family, even if there are people who might be a bit difficult, like Murphy. He's spent time with them. He's devoted a lot of love to making sure not only this team is as stable as possible, but to get by the hard days with them. So I really love that Bellamy's leadership has he's kept it together, and that's what made Bellamy a great leader. I mean, it could have gone really worse in terms, like, Emori and Murphy could have been at each other's throats. It's not like Emori's soft. She can be wild. And Bellamy's managed to keep things together. So, and it just goes to show how great of a leader he can be. So, I really love the fact that Bellamy has grown so much. We might not have had a backstory like we did with Clark and Octavia and co, but we can see it with the way he's interacting with his team, that he's grown so much, and it's really great stuff to see. But he still has that kryptonite, doesn't he, with the fact that he doesn't want past sins to be present sins, I guess. Like, I mean, we've established that with deaths and all of that, but he doesn't, it's come to fruition again. Past sins become present sins, with the fact that he doesn't want to repeat what he did with Clark, being the person at the time he cared about so much. The only person he cared about the most, I don't know, that's subjective. Octavia's there anyways, but you get the idea. And now he's got Echo there, but I'm sure his heart does, like, it's kryptonite once more once he got to reunite with Clark. Like, I feel like there's feelings like sparking out so much the moment he was reunited with Clark, because Bellark are awesome. I absolutely loved it though. It's a great episode. I love Maddie, how much trust she had. I already explained that, but Maddie was awesome. I thought that was Echo, and I didn't suspect Maddie to throw in a surprise there, but good on Maddie. But yeah, this was really great. I just love how this season feels so different. Like, you can feel the difference play out so much, and it really rocks. But it found a crazy level of tension with Bellamy and co exploring the Allegiance ship, and then wrestled with that prisoner. And then there was that discussion about what do we do, and then Clark taken hostage and all of that. So the tension is really great in this in the season so far, and I really love it. But yeah, fabulous episode. Season 5 just feels absolutely awesome so far, and yeah, that was really great stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!